Blind picking Renekton into Zeus is so illegal. I just feel like there's like a list of things that you're not allowed to do in the LCK, and that's very high up there.
Yeah, I also feel like the Gnar with the job, the enemy team just isn't going to act on it, isn't going to challenge you. When Roma is so low in terms of health, it gave a free window. And in fairness, you did end up trading up and stuff. Oh, Kanavi in trouble now.
Yeah, Dominus is going to get procced here by casting. Slices, dices as Kanavi is looking to hold on to him, but he might just die. The flash does actually get used, but unfortunately does not work out. And Gideon doesn't get the vision required, or doesn't decide to gain in grubs. First one did go over to Kanavi though. Decides that he doesn't really want to fight for too much more. Azeus almost takes a second one there for HLE. Not going to be the case. Yeah, for HLE, and I think they're very happy to play a slower game with the composition that they have. Is Roma going to get picked up, shoved back, and destroyed here? As in goes Delight. That is first blood going over to Zeka, as he's now looking to try and escape. Gideon wants to get on top of him and does manage to help Namgun get the kill. Dustbringer comes on through. Gideon is just going to get out of there. So a 1-for-1 as both mid laners hit the dust. But
of all the supports to have, Pantheon, I'd say one of the champions who can do a bit better with gold compared to others. So
yeah. Roma is now going to get flashed on. There's a knock-up, and I think he's just dead again. Zeka just collects another one.
Look how close it is.
Beautifully calculated there by Zeka in that isolated 1v1 against Roma. And they're going to translate that into a dragon as well. HLE really starting off comfortably going to go over his way. So even more money into the coffers of HLE. As a possible fight here is Delight going down relatively low. Roma looks for a bit of an angle here, holds on to the shockwave, and there it is! Gets thrown out, delivered by the Nocturne, as now Kanavi going to have to flag and drag his way out of there. As Control Ward does go into that brush, casting continues to be in trouble as Teddy looking for Guma. There's the knock-up. Sorry, the stun potential on to Guma, but does just flash the wall, gets out of the way. Namgung, no joy.
Map and looking to contest his Herald, so...
Yeah, walking up now. Kanavi takes the long way round. Does have to flag and drag to get himself to relative safety. Now gets back over the wall as they look for the smite fight, but there is the combo! Blast Cone does come on through there, but Guma nowhere to go from that, and the Rift Herald, it actually reset. And so the bros don't actually lose anything out of the play. They just blow up the Varus and get on with their day.
Yeah, catch Gumiishi without flash, and that's the power of that Nocturne Orianna combo. And now HLE, no real way you can fight this. Everyone's healthy again. Everyone got a chance to reset. So maybe the TP value coming in there, giving them some time to get back on the map.
Oh, Kanavi just steals it away. Looks to get in there to try and grab the eye, but he will just be dying for it. Zeka trying to get on over. Finds one with the Emperor's Divide and then just finds the Death Chamber. Now the curtains have been called. Delight does collect Shelly. So the two sacrificed for one Rift Herald is going to be thrown down immediately here as Gumiishi is going to usher her towards this outer turret in mid. But you can see it in the gold, the bros actually being able to pull this back quite considerably. Oh, stun does come on through here as Namgung's back one more time. Oh dear. Gumiishi got a little bit of practice going into the Death Chamber just recently, and he is going to do it once again.
This game has... I'm going to try and see if we can count them.
All right.
So, this play comes out...
First flash?
Yeah, there's one.
Would have been a good idea.
Cashback is pretty good.
Well, Roma, let's see whether he is going to keep himself alive as Zeka breaks the arm guard. Roma now inside the Cataclysm. Emperor's Divide just to get rid of the Nocturne, and down he will go. Casting dives in though, and they are able to answer it with a kill onto Zeka. Zeus gets the flank angle. They find the knock up there. Chains of Corruption connects on towards this Pantheon, who is not long for the world. He'll get taken down here as Gumiishi just keeps casting at arm's length. Delight wants to do the same, but they do kite him out and take down the Croc. And it's all in exchange for really do in that moment. And so now it is just advantages everywhere as they look to try and kill Gumiishi one more time, but the Deadly Flourish, it goes wide. Cataclysm from Kanavi just to buy some space as the Dancing Grenade just going to be enough to help take down a cannon. And HLE, good defense. Yeah, well, look, sometimes you got to address the elephant in the room. There's an elephant, okay?
They're trying to set up for Guma. Oh, they blue trinket him.
Yeah.
They lose vision.
There's Paranoia. They do throw down the shockwave, but Guma actually gets thrown in a safe direction. Namgun goes in there. Finally, we're safe from the 6-7, but that is going to be 2 kills going over to HLE to start this one off. The bros are able to answer it, though. That's a great knock-up as Kanavi is on the warpath, takes down Roma. They do finally manage to kill Zeus. So it's a 3 for 2 in the end, but it should mean that this dragon goes over to HLE.
I think keeping Guma alive without flash is a near impossible task against this bro composition.
It is certainly open to a play like that. Zeus going to face check a Renekton and does try and hop his way out of there. Breaks the fear tether as Deadly Flourish is going to go wide, so that is no assist going over to Teddy. A lot invested though. Gets all the value that the bros require. They throw down another one just to make sure they know exactly what this health bar is looking like, and Paranoia has been available as in goes Namgung. That is going to be the steal from Gideon as well. Highway robbery as he is going to get taken down. 2 dead, but they do steal the Baron, so they keep their base alive most likely. HLE looking a bit worse for minus 200.
Yeah, I think XP probably the main thing that Bro are going to be happy about from this, from getting the Baron. They'll get a big chunk of XP, and you do get comeback XP now from... They got the kill there.
All right, check it out from Gideon's perspective here. Sails in, looks pretty excited and tells everyone to get the heck out of there. Yep, that doesn't feel very good. And even if he does get the fear off, then he's still sprinting. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, Delight is looking to try and get vision down where he can. And they do have a decent amount of it. But the bros, I think, have bought a fair bit of time. So I think it's the next fight going to be an honest one. Is okay, they look to try and lock down Zeus. Deadly Flourish is going to hold him in position as he will die. And now Kanavi is in a very awkward spot. Does have to flash, but the Ruthless Predator is there and casting. Man, that ability name is correct with how dangerous this guy is. But the Sand Soldier comes out from Zeka, and he's able to punish this support Pantheon. And he does get stunned up, but Teddy not with too much of a follow-up as now Kanavi, oh my, of course he is. And there he goes, diving on forward. That is going to be the flash out though of the Cataclysm. Deadly Flourish, not quite as deadly as it really wanted to be as it misses. And Kanavi, he's just continuing to go in. It's Kama Kanavi, man.
He's such a psychopath.
He goes in again!
Chill out for a sec.
Please just go home for a bit, man. I know you've got a GA, but like, come on. All right.
He wants to put it to use, so that's the only thing I can get from this.
You only get value if it's on cooldown, okay? All right, that's a very deep teleport. As all right, in goes Delight. Let's see whether Zeka and Kanavi can actually get here in time as Gideon baited by the blue buff. He is going to be able to secure it there, but down he will go. Gumayushi going to lock up the Nocturne.
Yeah, not too much they can really get from the Nocturne being dead, but they should be able to look to push here. The mid tower has some overgrowth built up on it. Problem is, they don't have a Baron buff, and the Orianna should just be able to clear the waves out. We'll see, though. Maybe they can look to threaten her off the turret. Quickness is about to come up and available. Chains of Corruption said, too. Yeah,
this is a bit scary. As the bros, it's their turn to go for the flank play. Scary Crocodile, but Namgung is going to get engaged on. Has Jaeger's in there. It's a great shockwave from Roma. Zeka goes golden, though, and there's that GA that Kanavi wanted to use. He's trying to get out. Burning, and the tick is going to be able to take him out. There's now Gumayushi. Yeah, that's a very scary Crocodile. And down will go the Varus one more time.
It's unbelievable.
I love it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, yeah, what do we expect? 2 teams fighting for their first win in the LCK Cup. Bro has been here many times before fighting for their first win. HLE, not so much. You know,
the defending first stand champions still yet to find a victory here.
Yeah, I think there was some stat which was this is...
he finishes that off. What is it going to be, a Bloodthirst or something like that? He's already really hurting. But every one of these bullets is going to be painful as, okay, here we go once again. And yeah, Gumayushi's not allowed to play the game. It's just kind of illegal at this point as Jaeger goes up there from Namgung to keep him alive. But the turret gets angry once again. It looks like they're not going to be able to take down the Pantheon though, and he is allowed to escape. Their use of just pressing man-drop Paranoia over and over again, it's working.
Yeah, and now Baron's up, Dragon's up. You know, you've been a lot of cooldowns there. Maybe just head over to Dragon with Guma being dead. Do need to heal up, though, in the meantime. Gideon's just going to solo it.
Yep.
Namgoon's getting back on the map. They are moving over towards the Baron, and Gideon obviously doesn't have the ult yet to get over, but it's coming up soon. He wants this Dragon. He's committing, so you're going to have to force him off this objective, and it's going fast.
It is going very fast. Zeka does so much damage to this. It's okay. Pre-exhaust onto casting, and that is going to be Kanavi locking down the Baron. That is just the 1-2-3 punch onto the Orianna to take take him down, but Casting gets on top of Zeka. He has to go golden, and Casting's getting it wiped out. Finally, Gideon makes his way in. The flash, and Gideon closes the gap onto Zeka. And now Teddy's trying to fight this one out. Finally, Gumayusi shows up, and he is angry after getting targeted earlier. That is going to be only the Nocturne left alive, but not a whole lot of Barons. You love to see it. As all right, let's see who's going to be able to pick this one up. This is Cloud Soul for HLE if they're able to get it. And the bros just looking to try and deny. There's the paranoia. Shockwave does nothing at all. As Zeka once again shifts the stance to get himself out of there. You can see Zeus being so annoying in that backline. Finds the double stun and keeps himself alive for such a long time. It's Kanavi that gets a double as he wipes out the carries of the bros. And Casting not long for the world. They will be able to get the soul, but most importantly, they very handily win the fight, and they may just be able to win the game.
I don't know they can clear the waves. Those two against the 4 strong of HLE. Overgrowth in the tower as well, going to make it easy to take. This should just be the game end unless Gideon and Namgoon can pull off a miracle here. I don't think it's enough.
And what did I say to you when you first turned up at LoL Park today? I was like, are you looking forward to the 6 gamer? Well, I mean, this was pretty close. We might actually have a 3-game series here in our first one, but this time, HLE are going to be able to find the win in game number 1. An absolute bloodbath with 40 kills in 37 minutes. But there it is, the orange.
It means it's going to be, well, I mean, only one of them has the revive now.
That's true.
Both of them very durable. I'm definitely going to need some focus fire to take
that. The ulti can be pretty frustrating, getting a whole bunch of health back as Zeka misses the Q, I'm pretty sure, as the flash from Roma is the weirdest thing ever, and Zeka is just going to kill him.
And then your AD carry gets hit by a lot of damage, and you're like, I'm sorry, AD carry, I wish I could do something. That's all you can really do. Yeah. So, not the best scenario to be playing Poppy. Oh.
Roma is going to put between the worlds here, and he just takes the full combo and is just really dead. No flash, no chance. Okay.
It's so big. The shock blast is so big.
Oh, Cocoon going to connect here onto Zeus. There's the burst damage, as Namgoon says, job well done. Man, that was a very long time ago, Ox. Thank you for taking me back like a decade.
Oh.
All right, Gideon is looking to kill Gumayusi, and he might be able to do so here as he's just walking towards him. 3 Talon Strike goes down, held on to the audacious charge, and there is a very dead Yunara.
That feels pretty bad, you know, having the ult for the dash and flash and still ends the Zahen, but, you know, it was pretty cool. Didn't quite land it. I respect him going for it, though.
Yep, respect the hustle. And both of them use their ultis, so no harm, no foul. There's a plate going down as Namgoon looking for the point-blank Cocoon as Gumayusi going to get lit on fire. Teddy will be able to find the kill as now Delight in a lot of trouble. He'll get taken down. It's a double as now Zeker's looking to clean this one up. Teddy standing his ground, but he's very, very dead. And that is the shutdown over to the already very fed Aurora.
Yeah, I think a little bit rushed from Bro. And also Namgoon didn't connect the Cocoon. You know, dropped tower aggro very early. I think there were some things that could have gone a little bit better.
Fun. Now Gumayusi, oh dear. Well, he has a ward.
Doesn't have ult though.
Let's see whether he can survive this as the repel gets Namgoon over there. And will he land the Cocoon? Yes, he will. And he takes himself the kill at the same time. The woes of Gumayusi are going to continue. I mean, and it's not even really his fault, but it's been 2 games in a row where he's just been targeted. Roma as well is suffering the same fate as he gets hit by everything and the kitchen sink and will be taken out. The bros now are going to be coming on in, looking for a bit of an angle as Casting thrown into the wall with a heroic charge. And he might just be dead, gets a big old shield. And Namgoon, what goes up must come down, and the Q is going to miss, so thankfully he survives. But HLE able to protect themselves. Gideon goes in. Kanavi is always trying to take more, isn't he?
Yeah, that was a bit of an overstep, you know, I think.
You think, do you?
I think Kanavi could have gone further. I think he would have. I think he would have done it.
He could have been, hitting the inner turret, even though it's untargetable at the moment. He could have been doing that.
He would have done it. I believe him. I believe. But, my question to you really is, who do you think is having less fun this game? Roma or Gumayusi? Who do you think right now?
Probably Roma is having less fun. That's what I would say. As Teddy, okay, never mind. Maybe it's Gumayusi. Maybe it's actually Roma. Well, I mean, Teddy might be killing Delight as well. Never mind. Zex is going to come down, and Teddy is super duper dead.
Okay, well, Guma now has 4 deaths, and Roma has 3, and Roma is getting a plate, so I think...
Isaiah's going to be able to take down this top outer turret. As now, Namgung, can he actually find the Cocoon here? That's the question. Public Execution flies out, though, so of course the Cocoon is going to land. And now Delight, yeah, did have to keep his verdict, but unfortunately, he did not hit the Ambessa with it. As Teddy, one more. They are respecting Zeus a lot here, as casting now with another round of spells, and it's a very dead Zion. I think, yeah, Zeus was in the air trying to deliver the Grim Deliverance, and the delivery got lost in the mail. The quest completion is going to be having the most fun out of the two.
That's how
we can confirm it.
Yeah.
We'll just have to... Oh, wow. This is the first time we've been really, like, focused on the quests so far this season. As Zeka's moving in, we're going to try and help take down casting here as Grim Deliverance does come down. They're put between the worlds, and the Public Execution was actually for himself.
Guma got his quest done.
All right, there it is. Having more fun.
Yep, he's having more fun. He gets that extra gold as well. Roma finishes
Roma just barely.
I
think we can say that they're both not having a whole lot of fun. But Guma with a little bit more is what we're going to say here. As Teddy, slowed down by the Slurk, but does have the Valkyrie.
The level of difference is very small.
It is. That means they might both be having quite a lot of fun. But they are both having a very similar amount. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we can definitely establish that.
Glass half full. All right, Gideon, I think he knows that things are looking a little bit dangerous in there, but the heroic charge doesn't actually work out here, and he just takes both of the camps.
Thanks to the leash.
And HLE just going to back away. All right. Wow, that was pretty Giga Chad there by Gideon.
Still has that grub. Very educational.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good to,
back in live. Kanavi is doing some things. Cocoon, I don't know whether it landed, but it didn't really matter as now Zeus, he dives into the fray. Aatrox 1 down, Aatrox 2 still going. All right, yeah, Delight was channeling the ulti and just decides not to use it.
You said about the game 2s for HLE buff in the spectator, they do now show that.
Oh, cool.
Which is nice. So you can see everyone having fun.
Yeah.
Apart from a couple of people.
Zeus gets into the back of the pit here. Kanavi trying to get over there, and they do evict the jungler, and he takes the dragon anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. Now they're all just trying to get out. Grim Deliverance, and unfortunately, Poppy does not have the... Okay, in goes Roma. That's a crazy maneuver. Gumushi eats a bunch of rocks from the floor, but he will be able to escape. I thought that was suicide there from Roma. I'm really glad that he's still playing with gusto despite... We're going to drive it. And she's looking for an inner turret. She is going to be able to find it here. Steadfast Presence means that it's very, very tough time, but Kanavi taken down so low. It's Namgun that grabs another kill. Public Execution doesn't quite find the mark, though, and now Zeus gets the knock-up onto Teddy. Back in goes Gideon. Grim Deliverance onto 3, and it's Zeus that's starting to pop off in this fight. Finally, Casting makes his way back, but unfortunately, the rest of his teammates are already gone, and HLE will find themselves the comeback victory in the team fight, and they're looking for even more.
I just feel like such a massive throw from Bro in that situation. Gideon driving it into the tower seems to forget that Poppy exists. Because, to be honest,
we all know running it down. What about driving it down, Ox?
I mean, that was it. Delight, not having done that much this game, maybe flying a bit under the radar, catches him off guard, and then...
We're going to see him here from the side. Perfect flank angle. And the knock-up to get the flash out of Teddy is so important. Oh my goodness. Yep. Turn to Ambessa, take it down. That's precisely what happens. That's a big old nicer, and that is actually going...
Driven, sorry.
Yes.
But, you know, one Dragon from Soul.
Cocoon is going to connect. Delight, though, is going to have the Steadfast Presence, denies the Q, but now you've got Casting making his way in. Delight is very, very dead, but can they get more? That is the question. As there's a Public Execution. Casting, once again, getting a big old shield, but he's going to get wiped out. Zeus just walks away from that seismic shove. So a 1-for-1, but Poppy in trade for Ambessa. Man, HLE feeling good about this one as well.
Yeah, not really a good deal there. And I feel like they had the Poppy so secured in those kills. They could have consolidated the vision around.
They do use it to get control here of this mid lane. Crystalline Overgrowth going to get popped. And this one should go down very quickly. Yep, Teddy makes short work of that inner turret. They can now slink. I mean, this dragon is going to go incredibly quickly. Kanavi does have a ward in the back of the pit as there's the teleport in. They're going to go for the contest as Kanavi gets on over. Let's see whether he can actually steal away this dragon. It will be secured by the Bros as there's the Crescent Guard. And the Bros just want to get themselves the heck out of there. And I think they're just going to be able to do so. All right, Dragon secured, now we go. The thingy
Yep.
thingy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Baby banshees.
Yeah. The little beads.
I actually think you should build that because it's the only thing that will stop him getting.
Why don't I have the name of that in my brain? It's okay. Weaver's War comes on forward here as Roma is looking for Zeus. Public execution, though, is Delight. Just going to get blown up. Can the rest of HLE actually find the fight, though? As Teddy flashes away. Gumishi, I don't know about that one. That was insanity. Phosphorus Bomb would have landed, but he was dead already as Roma is having way more fun at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think he didn't see the unraveled earth within the terrain, dashes over into the stun and immediately regrets it, and that is fun over for Guma on that play. Bro going to be able to secure this Baron off the back of that. I am having, and then that happened, so.
Well, it's all right. You're going to have a lot of fun on Twitter after this because of that. Oh, wow. That was a big one. That was...
Teddy's having fun.
He is having fun. He was always having fun, though. That was never in doubt.
Yep.
That's all right. Casting going to get pulled back here by Zeus, who is very scary on this Zahen.
Yep. This is called release date diff.
Yeah. And it's a bit minor, but it seems to be enough as public execution. Casting is trying to get something done, but of course there is still an ulti there as between worlds goes Zeka.
And this feels really good for Bro because you get a big ultimate from HLE, and the damage is irrelevant because you have Ocean Soul. You can just sustain back up slowly.
Yep. Weaver's Wall. And...
Oh, Zeka!
Oh, Roman's going to be able to find him! Zeka explodes! He's having so much fun! Oh my goodness, Inhibitor turret goes down, Inhibitor to follow. The Bros are going to keep HLE winless in game 2s.
Oh, what a pick from Roma.
That's a 93% solo queue win rate, baby.
That
you need to keep your head in the game, no matter how things go in the early stages. As Delight, he finds Teddy there. The exhaust goes down, but Zeus not going to find the Grim Deliverance this time. Teddy goes down, but the trade ain't worth it. Namgung's also able to survive, and it's a double kill from the grave, actually, for Teddy as the ace comes in, and the Bros are going to do it. They'll finish off the Nexus turrets, and HLE will have to try again in game 3.
And the Bros, he gets items, he's just going to massacre everyone, right? The Ricochet is going to do so much damage. I think HLE pretty comfortable with this. The thing that Bro have going for them is the bot lane 2v2. And if you run at the Alistair, he'll just, like, you jump towards him, he just knocks you away. So
that Casting may be in a little bit of trouble. That's all right, let's see whether a teleport is going to get... Never mind. That is just a very dead Cassante, and first blood goes over to Zeus.
Kanavi was there, by the way. Definitely.
Yes, getting back to lane. The rest of the Bros are in the area. And they do spot this out. The Drakes are a little bit tankier than usual. Skirmishes is going to be tagged here by the Winter's Bite. The Bros do hold on to this as Zeus comes in, finds that back line. But it is going to be Casting pulling him away. Kanavi locks down the Dragon, but can they win the fight as the flash out from Gideon is good to keep him alive. And it's a Chemtech Soul. Oh, Casting does have the Realm Warp to get out. Roma is going to deliver his top laner to safety. And no casualties, but the Drake secured for HLE, and they're pretty happy about that as Gumiushi does have that spell shield. Headbutt back onto Teddy, who does get pulverized as well. Now Delight in so much trouble, and Teddy just kills him. That is going to be an evening out of these kills. Gideon in the area, so no follow-up. And yeah, just a dead Delight.
I feel like Bro...
Dear.
Oh.
I feel like Bro is of the game. Rift Herald has now spawned 2 minutes on the Dragon, as now we've got a Realm Warp to come on in. Gideon trying to lock down Zeus here, will be able to get another knockup. And there it is, Roma coming on down, and Zeus just wants to deal with his wave. He knows that he's very, very dead. But the assist goes over to Roma, and Gideon is going to collect himself the kill as the Rift Herald is going to be secured. Zeka possibly could get aggressive here. Does have some teammates, or at least Kanavi, on that Rift Herald.
So this is probably just going to give up this mid-tier 1, you'd assume, with the Herald. It's low enough that they should just be able to charge it down. Question is, can they get mid-tier 1 without using the Herald?
Well, Kanavi is looking for an angle onto Teddy. There's cease and desist, not a clone this time, as he tanks up the turret very comfortably, and they will be able to take it here as there's a stun onto Delight, but I don't think Namgung is going to be able to get too much of anything done. They might even hold on to the Rift Herald as well.
This is exactly the sort of play you love to make, is that, you know, Bro, from their point of view, they're like, okay, they're going to take the Herald.
Carries here in this game have item parity with one another.
Zeka does have the upgraded Sorks and with the Gunblade.
Spell Shield now on cooldown. Maybe an opportunity here as the Bros do move in. There is the engage onto Namgung, but they do have Teddy with the culling. Delight taking a lot of damage as Roma shows up. Teleport in from Casting as well. All of the Bros now in position. Namgung flashing away here as Kanavi does go into the Rift Herald, and that's a triple knockup from Delight. Flash out from Teddy, but I just don't think he's going to survive. You said this Akali was dangerous, and my God, were you correct? As Zeka picks up a triple. Zeus looks for an angle as well as casting flashes away, and I just don't know whether it's going to be enough to keep him alive. Kanavi turns up as well, and of course, he's going underneath this turret. Zeus going to be helping him take down the Cassante, as that's the ace, and it's clean for
anything.
All right, let's check it out one more time. As Kanavi puts it down and just uses it to go. Oh my God.
It's so good. And you know what? This is... With this Pro View, we've now seen this play 3 times. I can tell you, we're going to see this a fourth time in the Mad movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
That was so clean from HLE and Kanavi in particular.
And then able to finish off the ace here at the same time. And now the game becomes, I mean, it was already very difficult.
Akali are going to target them. They're just doing the Baron.
Yeah, they are. They're just on it. And they are going to get vision. This Baron takes a while to go down. As, yep, they're looking to try and turn. Zeka makes his way in, Shadow Flame in hand, as now Romer is in a lot of trouble. He gets into the mist. I don't know about this one, though, as now Zeka possibly in an awkward spot. Casting gets himself out of there nicely, as HLE kind of routed in that choke point, and will just back away. So he just hasn't been able to do anything this game on this solution.
If you don't make anything from the Baron, you have Dragon in 2 minutes. It is Soul. Oh.
Okay, looking for the angle here as they pull Zeus in. He goes into the mist, but I mean, you mentioned short-range carries. That is precisely what's here waiting for him, but he's doing a lot of work. Seraph Shield going to be able to save.
It's kind of hard to engage in return, because you dive in, Zeus and Zeka will just get on your backline in return.
Well, now we've got an engage as Delight down to 50%. There is Kanavi going in. He looks for Gideon, but the Cyclone is going to be there, and Kanavi's just dead. Casting has found Zeka as well, taking him out of the fight. Is now Zeus just taking matters into his own hands. The needlework is deadly, and Romer is just taken down. HLE answer quite nicely, but it's a 1-for-1 for the moment. They're trying to turn this into a siege now, but Casting in that front line, making things happen. Gideon looking a little bit low, now just on his Gromp, now looking for a reset. As HLE, they do manage to find the good angle. And Bro at least do manage to kill Kanavi.
Yeah, taking down the opposing team's mid laner.
It's just a freebie. Bro just without any vision whatsoever. So that is going to be free Chemtech Soul. Megacone just taken off. Kanavi the only one there, so I don't think they're going to stay on it, as never mind. Zeus just dashes back in. Wait a second. Bros, you have to make sure that they're not still on it. You don't want to be backing now, Romer. Okay.
It is gone.
It is just gone. Yeah, Gideon not going to be able to get here in time, and that is just a free Baron for HLE.
Might be the only idea at this point of the game. I want to notice that Zeus now has a Void Staff as well, so all that MR everyone's building, not going to feel as
could have gone for a Warmogs. Okay, Zeus is going to kill Romer. But what can they actually get out of it? Let's see whether he can get the Realm Warp off. He should be able to. Not a lot of CC there for the Gwen, so there he goes.
He's out, but... Yep. The rest of the team are not out of the base. They are kind of just trapped here. And Guma just shreds the wave and keeps pushing the minions in. So hard to find an engage angle unless like Gideon's flashing in. And again, all summoners, apart from Zeus' flash available,
they're dealing with right now. So maybe this is going to be Prime Bro that we're going to see. As Zeus is immune. There's a flash pulverize that comes on through here as the flash out from Romer. He does have the shield, but I just don't know whether it's going to be enough. Cease and desist comes in. They're underneath inhibitor turrets, but it just doesn't seem to matter here for HLE as Casting gets cut down. And there is some funny business with this monkey, but Gumayushi is underneath the Nexus turrets and doesn't seem to care too much. Flash forward from Kanavi,
yes,
and he may just die. Yeah, he is going to be taken down.
That's why he has the GA.
Yeah, they are still going to win the game, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't really matter here that Kanavi is doing some funny business as the Nexus turrets will go down, and HLE, Bro made him work for it, but they are...
And in that situation, when you know the mid champion on the opposite side, I think you'd be far better off giving your top lane a counter pick, is my personal opinion of it. And
avoid turret shots anymore.
Yeah, this is risky because those health bars are low.
Yeah. Let's see whether the Raptor can actually tank this one up and get out. As there's a Valkyrie, it is going to work out very, very nicely here. As Ruler likely to go down first. First blood does go over to Diablo, and Ruler is dead. Canyon makes his way in. Is going to be able to take out the kill, but that does take... Oh, Vikler is in here as well. This is dangerous. Canyon taking a little bit of damage, but Diablo...
Oh, so low.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried. He's very much trusting his barrier that he has available here. As Canyon, will he go for a steal? Oh my god! Okay, that's not allowed. It was down to 30 health.
Yeah,
Yeah, Raptor didn't have smite.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when you're playing Pantheon,
yeah,
you have the execute in your queue, so... Oh, he's caught out now.
Oh dear, this is all bad news here for Raptors. Even Duro is making his way up. Vikla finding an angle though. Perfect execution comes down as Canyon's in trouble. Doesn't quite find enough damage, but there's the wild growth, and it will be Canyon falling down. Flash to get Vikla out of the way, and he also has the Whimsy shield, so the Akali on the board.
They were really not happy about him stealing away the dragon, so Vikla made him hit a rocket as well with Mandate. And the Tycho's busting, and it's like, okay.
And he's got Trinity Force as well.
40% of your health. Yeah, it's full burst.
It's a massive advantage. It's okay. In goes Vikla, looks for the angle. There is the backflip and the solo bolo. It's the year of Vikla. It's confirmed.
It's his year. Solo killing Chovy.
Oh my god, okay. And now B&K looking for another one. The flash forward, the wild growth, as Diablo will take down the Corki. Duro's dead as well, and Raptor was just there to watch.
Yeah, Vikla, it's the
for the
year.
2v2 kills. Unfortunately, Ruler and Duro fall victim to it, but Vikla finding a solo kill against Chovy. That's not on very many bingo cards.
And you know, I was saying, normally for the Azir, losing the flash is more about the playmaking.
And this is the thing, like, if you do land that backflip, you either stay there, don't reactivate it, and kill the Azir anyway. That's the whole point. Canyon hadn't just thrown a flag at the first dragon.
Oh, Clear's low. He needs to recall, I feel, so he can get his TP in.
Well, Diablo have to deal with that. Drops a flag on him.
Maybe don't tank all that damage.
It's a little bit frightening, isn't it? As now Kellen's kind of by himself, keen to move on forward. Could just flash on him, but Raptor, he comes on over. That is going to be the Drake to take him down. But now Keen is kind of by himself. The rest of Gen.G moving over. Teleport in from Vikla. They think that they found the crocodile. Let's see whether Vikla can actually get anything here. And the answer is no, not for the moment.
Mid tower up, it's really hard to see an angle. And the wave's just going to get cleared out before he even hits it. So the TP, I feel like maybe a bit overforced. And the problem is, right, they have Chovy here up against Clear. Look at Clear's inventory. I'm trying to answer the Azir. He keeps moving.
Well, Clear is now going to move on down. Let's see whether he can find the angle as there's the man drop. Canyon moves in, the all-out onto Chovy. He's taking so much damage, and down he will go. Canyon now finds himself in trouble as Keen gets closed in by the bottom lane. Ruler is in base. Duro's desperately trying to help out, but they've lost 2 already, and B&K fire back.
That's one way to answer the Azir. Just kill him, right?
He would have gone in. He would have definitely gone in.
I think the bubble was still on cooldown, didn't throw it out. Keen going in on Clear, but he's all armor.
Yeah, Raptor is now moving down as well. Kellen in position, has the wild growth, uses it as the polymorph onto Ruler is there. Oh, the spear barely missing, but look at this! They're bobbing for apples underneath this inner turret. Ruler is just dead. Perfect execution comes forward. The turret finishes off Vikla, and Kellen is really dead. Keen is going to survive. That was a little comical in the end, but I'd say probably, you know, we'll call it a moot point.
Yeah, he really tried.
That's crazy. Surely they can't do that.
This is so risky. This is so risky. Raptor can get in the pit as well. He has ult.
Yeah. Well, Diablo is not quite there just yet, but he might be able to get there in time for the fight. As Canyon down to 50%, but the Baron is down to 5,000. All right, in comes the Pantheon. He dives on top, but the bubble is waiting for him, and Raptor is going to be eviscerated. The Aegis is not quite enough. Empress Divide hits the air, though, and now Vikla, it's his turn to start something. Diablo's shown up, though. They're trying to peel for him. Into the backline goes, oh my God! How dare you do it again, Canyon! Diablo is going to be able to kill him, but my goodness, they keep 3 Barons on the table and save the play.
He would not got the kill, but no, he just got with the flag. Yeah, just
flag.
Just hit.
Well, we've got an outer turret falling on the top side of the map in trade for this dragon. It's going to be second here for Gen.G. Should be the first.
I've never seen a 2-3-2 job and be so clutch.
Yeah. It was kind of like the 0-7 Pantheon from Sponge the other week.
Yeah.
B&K still have a decent advantage, but it's only 1,000 here at this stage of the game. Yeah, Raptor, oh no, he gets caught by Canyon. Does trade a fair bit of damage back, has to flash to get out of the Cataclysm. As now...
Wait, how'd you get out now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just going to get knocked up by the Flag and Drag. Now looks to try and turn it because he knows there's no way out. And yeah, Raptor is all out of sorts, and I do not blame him after what has happened, as there's another wild growth to interrupt Chovy. but he doesn't use the Emperor's Divide, just has to wait for another Shifting Sands. He will be able to make that play again before Kellen can respond.
But there's a crocodile in the brush.
That's always very scary. All right, now the Baron. Just going to help empower these siege minions to be problematic. Zwickler is pretty scary, but man, this is just kind of like a freight train moving down the mid lane. My goodness. Are Gen.G going to win this off the back of 2 flag steals?
It's looking like
so unfair.
It's just.
Oh no, Diablo is able to dash out of the way of Chovy here. Oh, the Arc of Ruin almost kills him. Has to flash to get out of the way. As Zwickler dashing on top of Canyon now. Oh, okay.
Where'd he go?
Cuts him down where he stands. Now Raptor looking for the angle, dives on top of Ruler, but buffers the Valkyrie really nicely, and now spacing it out as best he can. The flash from Clear, but Ruler has already taken down the Pantheon. Diablo's also doing the same thing on the other side of the fight, though, and Ruler is dead. It's the kill going over to Zwickler, and who else was going to save the day? Obviously, this man on the Akali, as Gen.G. Duro does have a little bit of redemption here that he's looking for. Some supportive combat is what he really wants, but Diablo is unfortunately an 80 carry, and so he has a fair bit more damage.
Beat him up.
Yep, there we go. Bubble not going to connect, so Duro, I think, may buy some time, but the Slurkle is able to slow him up. Okay. That's what the SL part of the Slurkle is about.
Yeah. Does buy a lot of time, allows everyone to respawn. Make a lot of sense.
There it is. All right, B&K now with control back in their hands, but not exactly a gold advantage, as, oh my god, Zwickler does so much damage. The stun not quite going to be enough here, as there is the Dominus. Perfect execution to get him out of there, but oh, the bubble! Connects onto Raptor, he goes down to the GA, there's the Wild Growth onto Canyon, he should be going down to his GA as well, but the Pantheon is going to be locked up, and Gen.G are going to be there to save their jungler. B&K gonna get slowed down on this push, as Chovy looking for a wrap around Zwickler. Yeah, he tries to go into the mist and actually does get out of the way. Ruler is dead as well. Diablo and Diablo survives! Chovy is still there, though, at full health, and Keen is just teleported back in. Clear realizing that he just needs to make sure that everyone has a way out. The polymorph, the flash from Kellen, and the DPS, it's not going to be there. They wipe the floor with the 2 carries, and Chovy sacrifices his life for it. I'd probably say that that one's worth, as now Clear is still pretty deadly. Kellen just trying his very best to defend as he sidesteps the bubble, and now Clear looking to get on top of Duro. This could be the angle. Another shield, and he hits the cube. He got it. Duro goes down, and Keen will finally take out the top laner, and the polymorph just comes back off cooldown. I think Kellen wins this kite, by the way. I think he just stops him from walking. Oh, never mind. He closes the gap. But now Raptor moves in. There's the movement speed. Dominus is back off cooldown again, though.
Yeah, no
and yeah, I don't know whether Raptor wins this one. But Kellen is there. He's got another wild. Okay, this game is just silly.
You know.
Oh, man. Kellen actually front runner for POM. As, all right, in comes Raptor once again to take a bubble to the face. Barely. Oh my god, the all out! Okay, well that's sushi for you.
I'm telling you one thing, right? Kellen is definitely, they don't have a support, but they have the redemption.
Oh no, Flagman's here. Flagman's here.
No. It can't happen again. It can't happen again.
Just reset it, reset it. Okay, Zwickler goes in. Let's see whether they can kill Canyon. He connected the backflip, and they create the space. And Grand Starfall on cooldown. Raptor not going to be able to make his way in. Diablo hits level 16. They are going to be around to fight again. 9-2. So you would say that Zwickler is probably having a good time this game.
Oh, Zwickler, be very careful.
Oh, we are watching him have a very good time.
Does he need to be careful?
Oh my god, he almost hits Ruler with it. Wants the perfect execution, but he's going to use it. Oh my, the rocket connects.
Yes.
And he would have been redeemed anyway, as they're winning the game on the other side.
Yeah. Well, I said he needed to be careful, but...
Wait, base race probably gets won by a double siege minion Baroned up lane.
Yeah, Baron's pretty good at sieging.
Yeah, and good old Corky is kind of good at destroying structures. They just have to run the whole way. Teleport in from Chovy. Wait, is the game just over? This is the stupidest way for this game to end.
There's no way. There's no way.
No, there is no way. They are not allowed to do it like this. All right, teleport comes in. It's going to be a 5v5 in the B&K base. Wait, make it a 4v5 as Vikler is up in another 20 seconds. B&K are making sure that Vikler is going to be as close as possible. Canyon is wrapping around for some reason. B&K need to try and stop this. There is the cue to bring them all back. The all-out brings Keen in. I'm not entirely sure about that decision. As Clear is absolutely gigantic. There's the knock-up from Canyon as B&K's health bars are just being destroyed. And the massive crocodile is going to chop them all up. Down goes Ruler, but it's in trade for the Nexus as Gen.G steal away. Duro going to be able to help out with a lot of the engage here. The double circles on the top side of the map for Gen.G is going to be very scary. And then the Realm Warp to get Chovy into the fight if he needs to be there.
You know, mastery.
Ruler unfortunately walking a little bit too far up. Doesn't have cleanse anymore because he has to flash to get out of the way. There's a grand entrance though, as in the meantime, there's Canyon finding the angle into the mid lane and takes down.
Yeah, I think he can play with so much confidence in this 2v2 because he has that barrier back up.
So that Raptor can get down here.
Yeah, they wanted the cleanse so they can go for this play with that. I'll have that, but now he's going to ult the wave.
Yeah, curtain call comes in. Diablo looking to try and block this as he does bring those minions in. Can Raptor make this one work as Chovy's trying to get on down? There's the flash forward. Sprint display Kellen around the turret. And down they will go. Kellen tanks it up perfectly. And that is a clean dive for B&K.
That was huge. You know, Chovy was moving down with the Realm Warp. Even Ghosted to try and get there quicker, but they...
See whether we can make it to 6 once again. As tomorrow, it's looking like, you know, the telecom wall could go all the way. There are some opportunities here as now Keen with some needlework underneath the turret. There's another one, though. Raptor is addicted to hitting turrets with his ultimate. Okay. And it's working.
Chovy moving up. Has the Realm Warp.
I believe Raptor may be dead, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he is going to be taken down. That's 544 gold going over to Chovy.
I did not see the outplay.
It's going to be pretty strong. As Duro can't take too many more of these Qs. As Canyon looking to get that knock-up onto Kellen. He does have the Solar Flare, connects it, and actually lasts a long time with the help of the Eclipse, but Wind becomes lightning, enough to take him down. And True Shot Barrage sails by elegantly, but it's not going to do too much across the other side of the map. So nice little pick-off here from Gen.G. They should now be able to turn this into a dragon of their own. Just completes it now.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Xenoblade barely misses onto Keen, though.
Question is, can you make this happen before Gen.G come over?
Well, Canyon already here. There is the Solar Flare, and he gets in there. The Supreme Display of Talent comes down, but Canyon is in position. Flash out there from Raptor, gets out of the way of the turret, is now clear. Needs to try and save Raptor and Kellen. Kellen already down as the rest of Gen.G make their way forward. Duro with the quickness is there, but now Vikler turns up and brings the orb to protect his Ambassador. The 2-for-2 trade
which increases the odds.
Well, no. It increases the need for you to pay attention, okay? All right, Raptor going in. King could be in trouble once again. He's going to flash to get himself out of the way as now Kellen finds himself in trouble as Canyon looks to turn it, and it's Ruler that takes the kill with his deadly flourish. Supreme Display of Talent not quite doing enough, but is going to be able to peel, and Raptor slinks away with barely any health. Let's see whether Raptor can snipe something. It looks like he's not going to be able to. Doesn't have Curtain Call and is out of range of the Solar Flare. Not going to be a good enough engage if you can just press W and be okay if you're the Gwen. So it could be a rough time as Duro, Celestial Opposition is going to pop momentarily. It looks like Rift Herald just going to be secured here by Gen.G. No real options for B&K. It's Ruler taking a little bit of damage, but should be all right underneath this turret, even if it is relatively low. Canyon makes his way in. The orb goes down from Vikler. Gen.G will be stymied for the moment. Again, do retain some control. So Shelly not exactly doing what she's supposed to completely. Gen.G will now have to try and figure out what they want to do to stop this dragon from going down, or just give it up and look for something else.
Yeah, Chovy moves up towards the top side. Actually, Realm Warp's there, so it seems they're not. Oh!
All right, Diablo trying to get it out of the way, and the quickness is going to come on through, but the tower is just dead. So that is the prize here for B&K. That's first of the game as well. Scary. B&K thinking about trying to go for a kill there. Not going to find it just yet, is now clear. Fighting against Keen and still feeling pretty good in this matchup. Hex Drinker now just to help out. No matter who he's going to salvo, as it were. Canyon now moving towards his bottom side as Kellen and Clear will be able to take out this turret. The flash forward there from Kellen. Solar Flare is going to connect into the mist. they go, but Canyon shows up at exactly the right time. Keen now trying to turn this as he has the needlework to get that health bar back up again. And the Realm Warp from Chovy to deliver him in. And now Raptor is going to show up. Kellen is likely to go down, but there is the public execution. True Shot Barrage is avoided by Chovy and Canyon beautifully. And now Duro with the quickness just says, sit down, and Chovy will take him out.
Huge turnaround there from Gen.G and BNK Fear-X. You know, they committed to the play initially, but you could see they thought this is not a good idea, and they started to regret it, and as more and more members joined in.
Oh dear, Mega Cone going to be able to get Vickler, and never mind, it doesn't get him out of there. The bullets rain true, and Ruler just hits everything there with that curtain call.
And that's 4 members from BNK Fear-X dying.
That might have just been game.
Yeah.
Just that play, because now Gen.G can move that to this tower in the bottom lane. Top outer turret as well. Baron's on the map, and now...
Like, commit to the play or
oh dear.
Don't flash in like that.
There's a Realm Warp. Vickler is likely to die, and he will be taken out. What more can they get? That is going to be the question, though, as he survives a little longer than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Here on the top side of the map, Clear is still doing some good work, but he's not going to be helping with this dragon fight that's happening in 20 seconds time.
I think that one, you just give it up.
Double slowed down. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect. Is now Kellen going to be the target one more time. Canyon is just a raid boss in this game. It's kind of impossible to do anything to him as Ruler with just a cheeky shot just nabs his 3rd kill of the game. And Chovy has the item. By the way, as Diablo, still tagged by the quickness there. As, okay, Clear looking to make his way over and picks up Ruler. They might be able to turn it into a kill onto him, but Raptor is already dead. Diablo, can you get the damage down as he sidesteps and Dura gets killed by Baron? Oh no! Still, Chovy shows up, and this guy has an entire bank worth of funds that he just throws at the Ezreal, and he dies. 6-0-3 now for Chovy.
Oh, yeah, so bulky.
Dura also just survives. Supreme Displayer talent is not enough to take down the Rakan. As Chovy just kills a dragon, that is going to be 2nd for Gen.G.
See the value of the pick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it needs to work.
Well, this turret doesn't work anymore because it's just taken out. Wind becomes lightning there from Canyon. Goes down to 50% as Gen.G get all 5 members here. As Raptor slinks into stealth as Keen is just now looking for the bottom side. Clear with teleport at the ready.
I do want to note that Chovy's 3 levels up on Vickler, and Canyon is 2 levels up on Raptor.
Canyon going to get delivered alongside Chovy as Sprint Display Talent comes down, and Canyon is just dead. Mega Cone to split up absolutely everyone, and Clear dives into the fight. Chovy able to take down the Leona, but the public execution to pick him up Diablo from over the wall, but Clear is just dead, and Chovy goes golden. Keen able to tank it out, but it is going to be the kill there for Vickler, and they will be able to take him out there as now Diablo looking a little worse for wear. Deadly Flourish, good sidestep. And it is 3 for 2 in favor.
Isn't resolving their issues.
No.
I'm like, there isn't even that much of a gold lead. That's where I'm seeing the issue.
Well, Raptor is dead.
It's like the goal difference isn't that crazy. We've seen bigger gold leads, but it just, the tempo vibes are so off.
Yeah, they really are.
They're so off right now.
Man. Well, Baron is not going to be available for much longer. Down to 7,000 right now as BNK looking to make their way in. There is no smite available as now can Clear find the ulti. Kellen's so dead. But the Baron, they're just going to move back to it. And that one is just going to belong to Gen.G here. BNK not wanting to throw the game at this moment.
Yeah, I raised a point in draft. One of the issues with Rise is that you really want your core 3 items.
You should have bought 2.
Yeah. So, you know, something to learn from, something to pick up for in the future.
Yeah.
You know what else is crazy is the fact that, I mean, I know he gets the extra level from the Rod of Ages, but Chovy's out-leveled both the top laners to have the XP quests.
That is kind of absurd. All right, Supreme Display Talent is... I didn't see it, unfortunately. Diablo's health bar is also missing.
I feel
so
like
he's going to have to go back to the fountain.
It's a little insulting to call it its full name when it just misses.
I know, but it is called its full name, and that's Riot's fault, okay? It's not mine. It's the same as when Akali messes up. And that doesn't quite work either, as Gen.G going to break over the base in the mid lane guaranteed, but can they also get the bottom side of the map as well, as Keen pushing that one forward. Duro makes his way over. First inhibitor will be falling down. This game is very quickly spiraling out of control, if it's not already just gone. Dissonance doing a little bit of work there as Deadly Flourish to hold on to Kellen. He's died 7 times this game, though. It hasn't been a good time.
7 times so far.
So far. Thankfully, his scoreline is in that order, as Gen.G, they might just grab themselves a dragon because it's there, and then spend their buckets of cash.
Yeah, a lot of towers picked up, and they did make inhibitor towers with more money on the new season, so they are very wealthy.
I am clutching at straws. It's the perfect week.
Is there a lethality item called Destroy Enemy Nexus? You should find that one.
He should definitely find that one. That would be a really good one.
He should have brought that one instead.
We can guarantee that he has not bought that.
Is there a
Caulfield's Warhammer instead? I don't think that means anything about it.
That's a good one too.
All right. Gen.G now looking for the last inhibitor that's left up on this map. As Ruler just taking pot shots where he can find them. Keen and Chovy pushing the rest of these waves in. B&K getting stretched a little bit too thin to make this one work. Super minions are getting cleared out relatively well with the help of this Orianna. And without Baron, it's a little bit harder for Gen.G to get this siege to work, but they are still closing in. B&K going to be forced to engage. And Canyon so hard to deal with. Kellen will be able to find him with that Solar Flare, and the ulti is not doing the most damage, or sorry, getting the most value here for Canyon. As Shockwave going to connect onto Chovy, can they actually kill him? No. As easy, just going to kill Diablo instead. He gets thrown back by the Supreme Display of Talent. Needlework almost kills Diablo. He needs to get to the fountain as Vickler is just taken out, and the public execution is not going to land there from Clear. Still, he gets himself into relative safety underneath these Nexus turrets. As Chovy looking a little worse for wear. These health bars looking better on the side of B&K than they would have otherwise been, as now Clear getting cut down where he stands. Diablo trying to get the damage in, but it is not enough, and Canyon will be able to shut him down. Just not enough damage for B&K, and Gen.G are looking to remain undefeated here in the LCK Cup, even if Game 1 was silly. This one was a little one-sided, and Gen.G demonstrating that they are still on Korean soil, and they're looking